Hey guys, welcome back to a Star Wars breakdown of the Bad Batch here with Darth Eternal at the Eternal Sith channel, as this is the first one that we're going to be doing. So hope you guys enjoy, and let's start the show. So today we're going to be breaking down Star Wars The Bad Batch, and the episode is called Bounty Lost. So we start off with Crosshair chasing the Bad Batch, and we see him, he still is, a little messed up there. After the last episode, we did see him get burnt, and he's letting the stormtrooper know as they are chasing the Bad Batch to not let them get away. And we see Hunter stalling in a sense of not letting them jump into hyperspace because they are trying to stall so that way they can maybe find Bane in a sense of finding Omega. But as we do see, Echo ends up saying to Hunter, hey, we need to go, because at the end of the day, if Crosshair shoots us down, there is no finding Omega. So he actually gives the orders then right after and tells them make the jump, which was a good call, because if not, things would not go the way that Hunter would want it to go. So a little bit after that, we do see that Cad Bane comes into the picture, and we see him talking to Omega, reassuring her that nobody is coming for her, which is kind of sad and a little messed up because she still is a kid. And one of the funny things that he says is, how is my asset, which I find really funny because, like I said, she's a kid, So a little bit after that, we then see Cad Bane talk to Lama Su, and they talk about obviously the bounty, which is Omega, and if she is in good condition, which she ends up being, and that he will get his credits as long as he brings her to him in one piece. We then see Lama Su talking to Nala in a sense of possibly going to bring the credits to Cad Bane, but Lama Su does tell Nala to not bring those credits since her personal interest in the young clone has threatened their operation. And we see the relationship, and we see how much she does care for Omega. Then we literally see that he tells Tanwa to actually go to their abandoned facility on Boravio to bring Cad Bane his payment and to recover their property, and that property is Omega, which I think is so cruel, but I understand it. That is how they talk of their clones, especially Lama Su. We know how harsh he is in a sense of what he thinks of the clones and how he talks about them, So, but then after that, we do see that Omega is actually offering to help fix Toto because his leg obviously was shot off from the last episode. And Toto is like, no, you are a prisoner. And she's like, all right, suit yourself, but I can help fix. I've done it before. And he still says nothing. Then we finally get the Bad Batch back, and we see that they find out who Cad Bane is. And they learn a little bit more about him and his backstory. And then after this, we see Tech dropping the bomb that Omega is a pure genetic replication and has no accelerated aging like the rest, and makes her and the Alpha, aka Boba, the only two like that. So she is a Fett, which I did say, and others have been saying it as well, and it's kind of cool to see this play out now because I have an awesome theory that I want to get to at the end of this. But let's continue on going with this breakdown. So then we see Omega still trying to fix Toto, and actually when he does release her and lets her out, she actually puts him into sleep mode, which was kind of funny because again, he really thought that she was helping her. And as that is happening, she goes and escapes as they land on Boravio and finds her communicator actually, and gets a hold of Hunter and the crew. But Bane then finds Omega and crushes her communicator as she is trying to run away, and he obviously cuffs her up. And as we see that happening, guess who ends up coming? We see the one, the only Fennec Shang. She comes into the picture to save the day. Well, at least that's what I think, but Omega obviously knows that that's not happening. But as we see the two of them obviously duking it out, Omega runs away and finds a room which is full of what it looks like to be clones of Kaminoans or some other species that I'm sure we'll later know, and maybe we'll talk about a little bit after. So we do see that, and also she's actually sending a signal out to the Bad Batch so that way they can find her, which they end up getting that signal. But as that is happening, Fennec Shan comes in the room, finds her, and her and Omega start talking, and obviously Fennec is letting her know that, hey, I am your ally. I'm here to help you. There's nobody else in this galaxy. It's all one and one for all. But Omega obviously doesn't believe her. She really truly believes in the Bad Batch. And as Fennec is close to this tube full of the clones, Omega hits a button that actually releases the tube, breaks it, and it lands right on Fennec, and it is really gross. It does look like, honestly, it does really look like a Kaminoan to me, but I'm sure you guys have other theories as well, and we'll talk about it a little bit more as we do go on. So then we see Omega escapes Fennec, and then Fennec obviously starts to fight Bane again, which is pretty cool. So we see more of that, and let me tell you, they really are pushing that narrative of Fennec really being a badass, which I'm truly loving, which is pretty cool. And as Omega is escaping, she is going down the ladder and fighting off Toto, and as she's running down, she literally hops into the pod and leaves, but Toto did hook onto it and take off a piece of the pod, and she didn't really get too far as she did almost crash. But guess who saves the day? The Bad Batch. As they do rescue her though, they do tell her that she is different from the rest of them, and it kind of leaves off from there. And then we actually see Fennec Shang. She's leaving, and as she is leaving, you see Bane getting really pissed off because his ship is down, which is really funny to me because he's getting so frustrated because he just literally lost his credits. He was gonna get paid big time, and he lost that. But then we do see that Fennec starts talking to Nala and tells her that she can still get her, but Nala says no, as long as she is not in the hands of Lama Su, she is safe, and still pays her because at the end of the day, she is safe and she is with the Bad Batch. She is with Clone Force 99. Then we do see Hunter talking to Omega, as Omega is scared. She doesn't want anything to happen, but we do see that Hunter is consoling her and letting her know that nothing will happen to her, and as long as they are around, she will be safe. So guys, let's talk about this breakdown. It was a great episode. I have to say, this was a phenomenal episode. I thought in the beginning, seeing Crosshair still bandaged up was pretty cool. Gives you kind of like that, for me, it gives it like a Vaderish vibe. I really like this episode. I really do. I thought seeing Cad Bane fight with Fennec Shang was really awesome, and just seeing how badass she really is. And it's crazy because we do know as well, Cad Bane can fight. I mean, he's taken on Jedi before, especially he took on Quinlan Vos and did take on Obi-Wan and put it on them. So I definitely believe that they're going to use more of this, in a sense of we're going to see more of Cad Bane, maybe not in this series but in something else. If you haven't heard, check out my other video on Cad Bane. I have other theories on that and what's been rumored. I think with Fennec Shang, again, they are setting her up to be this badass, which we do see it and we know it. We did see a little bit of it in The Mandalorian, so I could see them pushing this definitely going forward. Now, let's talk about the big name drop in a sense of Boba Fett. Guys, we got the big drop that they are the same. They are both Fetts. They are both pure genetic replications and have no accelerated aging, just like the rest of them. So that makes them definitely different than the rest and really shows that they are a first generation. So they are definitely brother and sister. And I have a theory on that. I definitely believe that at the end of this series, Boba is going to come out. And I don't think he's going to fight the Bad Batch. I think he's actually going to come and save Omega. And probably we will see her in the Bad Batch. And probably we will see her in the Book of Boba. And I have a theory that possibly could it be that maybe he takes her and she goes into hiding and trains her for all this time just to keep her safe, because we know that the Kaminoans do want her DNA. I do believe that that's one of my theories that can possibly be a thing. I think Boba's going to come into the series, but at the end, I really do. And I think that he is going to take her. But guys, what a great episode. I really did love it. Really just seeing how this played out, and it's just progressing more and more. as we're seeing this go on. I'm loving it. I know you guys are probably loving it as well. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for watching this one. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about it. Hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're always in the know. Later, guys.